And now on the line is Marie Farrell from the Roscommon Society of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Marie, welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much, Darren.
Okay, Marie, could you start off by telling us a bit about your organisation, your history, and the differences between the Roscommon SPCA and the other neighbouring SPCA networks or organisations in the county surrounding Roscommon?
So Roscommon SPCA has been in existence for numerous years. The present committee, we reformed 3 years ago. So just a group of volunteers who got together, and we run it entirely on our own time, working from home. So we're an animal welfare charity registered in Ireland and registered with the charities regulator in Ireland.
Okay, I know you're all volunteers, so does that mean, do you have a shelter in Roscommon for animals?
No, we don't. No, we don't have cattery or kennels or anything like that. We all work from home, and then we meet up about once a month, and we have our committee meetings where we get together and discuss what we're all doing within the SPCA and our plans for kind of the next month to come.
Okay, and where is the nearest shelter to you?
There is a shelter in Roscommon.
Okay. Roscommon Town, is it?
It's outside Roscommon Town.
Okay, so how many animals and what sort of animals do you look after?
Well, we look after mainly cats and dogs, but that does extend to wild animals as well. We roll out a community discount spaying and neutering programme where people can have their cats and dogs neutered at a hugely discounted rate with our local vets. And to pay for all of that, we do lots of fundraising. All of the work is done by our volunteers. So just to give you some idea of what we've done since January with that neutering programme, I'll just pull out some stats here. So dogs, 116, cats, 271. And then we have our trap neuter return programme, we've done 133. Dogs microchipped 55, and we have treated sick and injured animals 103, and that's from January to up until the 10th of May.
That's great. You're doing great work. And if animals, or say if a dog or cat goes into your shelter, if it is,
we don't have a shelter, Darren. No, we don't have cattery or kennels. No. We don't have one, no, so that cuts down hugely in our cost.
You were saying you have something outside Roscommon, what's that?
No, it's not the RSPCA. There is a shelter in Roscommon, but it's not.
Okay.
It's not the RSPCA, no.
Okay, how good or bad do you think animal welfare policies and their implementation are in Ireland?
Implementing them is quite difficult. I do think from our perspective what we are trying to do in County Roscommon is create awareness and try and break that cycle of animal cruelty and neglect that does exist. I mean, we would be hugely involved now in neutering cats and dogs and trying to get that population down. If I just kind of speak to a bit, Darren, about the figures around an unspayed female cat, it's frightening. If you take one female cat and her mate, they can have 2 litters in 1 year, because a female cat can have her first litter at kind of 4 months old. And if you look at that kind of in year 1, 2 cats suddenly becomes 12, and then that will all multiply. And if nothing is done and they're not neutered, by year 5, that equates to kind of like 11,000 cats. So it's getting that population down, getting it under control. There's huge colonies of feral cats. We had one recently, there was 25 in the colony. So getting them in, getting them neutered, getting them treated, and bringing them back to where they came from.
Okay. Do you come across much cruelty to animals in Roscommon, Marie?
Yes, it's all over the country. Yes, we do indeed, yes. So we have one of our volunteers who mans the phone. She takes all of the phone calls, and it can be somebody who's found an injured animal, it can be a dog hit by a car, it can be a sick animal, it can be a neglected animal. It's kind of, but yes, it is. it's countrywide.
And there are a lot of animals in Roscommon because it's like there are a lot of rural areas in County Roscommon, so you have a lot of cows. Did you ever hear of any kind of abuse to cows or anything like that?
That we wouldn't deal with that. We would pass that on to the department. We would deal mostly in smaller animals.
Okay.
That would go to the ISPCA centre.
Okay. Before we talk a bit more about your fundraising, can you tell me if your organisation has got involved in this year's 2019 local and European elections?
No.
Okay. You mentioned your fundraising at the start of the interview. Could you tell us a bit more about it and indeed how you use the funds that you collect?
Yeah. So first of all, our fundraising would be churchgate collections. We would have street collections. We have a big one in Ballaghaderreen the 24th and the 25th of this month. Car boot sales. We had one last weekend and we were hoping to have one every month. So, and we also run Facebook donations. The car boot sales would be unwanted gifts, house clearances, stuff that's donated by people. And then we would do a car boot sale once every month. So all of that money that's collected in various different ways by our fundraisers in various different ways, that's then used for the spaying and neutering and the treatment of sick and injured animals.
I live in Dublin now, and my parents have a house outside Castlerea. Do you have any members around the Castlerea area, just as a matter of interest?
We do indeed, yes.
Okay, I just want to know for future. Okay, do you want to just, if there's something else you want to say, and could you give out your organisation's social media or contact details?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook page, Roscommon SPCA. We also have a website, so that's the easiest way to contact us through that. Also, I'd mentioned that myself, I do school visits, and we also do men's sheds, ladies groups, scouts, girl guides. So if anybody wants one of our volunteers or myself to come out and just come to the school or come to the group and do a little talk on what we do and just create some awareness, that would be fantastic. We can organise that.